Labour Party embark on nationwide protest, says no going back. Wow. Yeah, because of what is happening, the Labour Party nationwide have decided to protest at Inec offices across the country because of the disobedience to the court order that they are seeing. Okay, not allowing the Labour Party to access election material is terribly very bad. Okay, so what I say here is that Labour Party supporters will embark on that nationwide peaceful protest across all the states of the country in the state's Inec headquarters offices. The Presidential Campaign Council of the Labour Party has vowed that supporters of its presidential candidate Peter Obi will embark on a nationwide protest except for the Independent National Electoral Commission allow its lawyers to access the materials used for the February 25 election. Okay, so they will embark on that protest except if they allow the lawyer to access those electoral materials used in February 25 election. The chief spokesman for the Obidati Campaign Council, Yunus Tanku, insisted that there was no going back on the mobilization of their supporters to occupy INEC offices nationwide. Recall that both the Labour Party and the People Democratic Party candidates rejected the outcome of the presidential election, in which President-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu was declared the winner of the contest. Tinubu polled about 8 million votes, 8.7 million votes, okay, to defeat Labour Party and the People Democratic Party. Dissatisfied with the result, both Obi and Atiku approached the election tribunal to seek permission to inspect electoral materials used during the poll, which was granted. However, the electoral umpire, which is Inec, had failed to grant them the access to those materials. A few days later, the Court of Appeal in Abuja acceded to their request for inspection of the electoral material, but the commission failed to grant the warring parties the access to those materials. The development is coming 4 days after INEC secured a court injunction to reconfigure the bimodal voter accreditation system machines ahead of the March 18 governorship and state House of Assembly elections. But Tanku, who maintained that they would back down on their planned nationwide demonstration, accused INEC of disobeying the order of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal to grant Obi and the party access to the certified true copies of materials used in conduct of the polls. We didn't fix a date for the protest because we deliberately wanted to give INEC up till Monday to respond to us first, okay, which is today now. But when INEC failed to do what they are supposed to do, our supporters will hit the street, but with the grace of God, or by the grace of God, there is no going back, he said. So that is it. So because INEC had been displaying some kind of impunity in this matter, how can you say because you are a regulatory body, you regulate parties don't regulate you, you are disobeying court order? No, disobeying this court order actually threw some amount of suspicion into their behavior. One, seeking court order to reconfigure the BVS machine was also seen to be fraudulent, because what are they doing in reconfiguring? We all know when you reconfigure a system, what do? You are resetting the device. You are resetting it, okay? You are bringing it back to zero, which means that you are going to erase the old data in it and then start all over again like a fresh device. So are they promising us that those items are backed up? Should INEC be taken for their words? Because they have never kept to their promise and their word. So even if INEC says, okay, we will still reconfigure, but we have backed up those data like they are saying, it is not true. Nobody can vouch for that INEC is saying the truth. All we know is that they declared Tinubu winner of the election. Meanwhile, after declaring Tinubu, more results, over 40% of the results were still coming in, were still being uploaded into the area portal. So you now see that declaring the result, Tinubu as winner, was too quick and too sudden, because obviously they did not have enough data and enough report to make that decision. Okay, so they know that if these aggrieved political parties like Labour Party and PDP should have access to the election material now, obviously the data they're going to get will be different from the data that was used to pronounce Tinubu the winner. And so, and INEC will become culpable for that. That's an electoral offense, and it's a criminal offense because it's an offense against the law. Okay, so at the end of the day, what INEC is trying to do is to reconfigure the device and then erase the data. That's one part, and then deny the political parties access to election materials so they don't see the discrepancy between the current material that they have versus the one they use in declaring Tinubu winner. Quite unfortunate. So to be able to cover their acts, that is why INEC is behaving this way. So there are a suspect in this matter, a very bad suspect that want to destroy evidence, that want to destroy court exhibits because they know that they will be culpable and they will be liable and they might go in for it. Okay? They might go in for it. Quite unfortunate. So now, Labour Party is saying, that's fine. We have given you enough time. Now that you wouldn't allow us to access those materials, we are going to hit the street. We are going to protest. We are going to occupy all INEC offices in all the states across the country. And until we get what we want, that is the line we are going to take for now. Though it's a peaceful protest, but we will block everywhere. Even though INEC has agreed that anybody has right to protest because INEC is a public office, is a public establishment, but then that won't tell good on the part of INEC. So Labour Party has said, that's what I say here, that they will protest, no going back, no backing down. Okay, except INEC allows them to have access to those election materials. That is only when they will say, okay, protest is put on hold. Well, that is very bad. INEC is acting with impunity because they are working for the APC government, they are working for the APC paymasters. He who pays the piper dictates the tone. So they are working according to the dictates of the paymaster. That is what I see here. Ordinarily, in a sane country, you cannot violate a law and still be working with impunity, moving around everywhere like nothing happened. Quite unfortunate. But if a small man commits a little offense by the roadside, before you know it, they'll swing into action, they'll throw him into the cell, they'll start taking him to court immediately. Before you know it, all the processes will be invoked and they will say they are working. Now, authorities that made the law are the ones breaking their law because the Electoral Act is made by the government and is owned and custodied and implemented by the INEC. And INEC is still the same body that violated the whole law. Yeah? Quite unfortunate. They know that the game is too hot for them now, and that is why they are doing everything to cover their acts. But okay, it is what it is. Labour Party is not going down. They must go on strike, except if they are allowed access to those materials to collect the data they want to collect.